What up, YouTube? Welcome back. This is uh,
You got it. A
this is a
reaction video.
reaction video. Doctor and therapist reacts. This is our first video, so we're gonna react to Pink Book Lessons.
Yep.
She's very popular on the internet. She gives the truth from a woman's perspective.
Hmm.
So we're gonna check out one of her videos and we'll see what she's talking about. We're gonna do the one where wife stole husband's $1 million home. So this is the father of Venus and Serena. I like that. I like you need that father figure to really emphasize that, like, you ain't gonna try to get my kid to change their answer. Like, my
Yep.
child is confident. You ain't gonna try to be like, oh, you sure? Like, no, no, no. That's good. That's a real father figure right
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that because it's like the more you ask them, they cave in. Like he was trying to manipulate her
there.
in not having faith in herself,
Hmm.
and I could see it when I was watching. Like I could see her emotionally caving in,
Yeah,
and I felt
yeah,
really bad for her. So when he came in, I was like,
yeah.
"Yup,
And you saw how she started smiling too when he came in. She was like, "Oh
yes,
yeah, my dad."
right," which will make her even more confident.
Hmm.
But yeah, you did something like that too, where you remember you like made me say something over and over again
Yeah,
until it
yeah.
sounded like I believe it.
Hmm.
But yeah, as a woman, you really need that person there,
Yeah, I
or you
think
can be manipulated.
that's part of the man's role is to be a protector. It's like it's not people always think about violence. It's really just protecting someone from getting inside your head. From messing up your confidence. That's why like a strong father or a strong man is able to keep that out of that mental manipulation out from
Yeah.
oh, you probably won't get that tea.
Hmm.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna keep going. And actually, I know that personally. I have people in my own family and that are in that situation. Like they were in a marriage, they had children before, and then they got remarried, and now the new wife basically has taken the property for herself. So the children from the original marriage, they don't have any rights to it anymore. That's the seeing that person that's in the South right now. So yeah,
That's wicked.
yeah.
And I understand what she's saying about the emotional damage because I can only imagine, like, me as a daughter, my father has something for me,
Mhm.
and this woman comes and takes it. What?
Yeah, for real.
That's painful. It's like, that's terrible. So yeah, emotional injury for sure. It's not about the money at that point.
Yeah, for real. All right, we're gonna keep going.
but she's only 1 year older than Venus and 2 years older than Serena,
That's
and
wild.
about 15 years younger than Richard's oldest daughter. So it's really hard to see a woman that's the same age as you or even younger than you as your stepmother. She's more like their dad's wife. The home once lived in by the tennis superstars has been in their family for 27 years.
Why do you think he's with her in the first place, though? I mean, she's so young.
Hey man, I think we all know. I think some dudes they get older and like they just really want that companionship. Like they just get lonely, and the first woman that is nice to them, that shows them like some type of like affection, because they've been probably so in the dumps for so long that
Mm-hmm.
someone say like, "Hey, Mister Sir, you're the father of Serena Venus. You're such a great man, and hey, let me give you a meal, and I'll cook for you, and give you some happy stuff at the end." And they fall in
They
love.
fall for it.
They fall in love, and they just want to, they just want a pretty woman by their side. They older, and they just want somebody to take care of them. Basically, they want an in-house nurse and in-house chef.
Yeah, but okay, let's go back to the first part of the video when he was so aggressive at defending, his daughters. I'm wondering where that defense went over time with your property.
I think I think he got like I can imagine him, especially in the early '90s, how it was as a black man, a quote unquote black man who was very aggressive, or not even aggressive, just defensive over his daughters. I'm sure he got beat down so much that he kind of just got tired. And
Mm,
when I know older, so-called black men who get tired, they just kind of feel like, man, I just want to just chill at home. I don't even want to fight no more. Like
mm,
they were so vibrant when they were younger, but now they're older. They just want to chill. And I think I could see that with him. He just wanted to just relax and just enjoy the fruits of his labor, and he just got caught up with that type of woman.
gotcha. Okay.
Years, that home is now headed to auction with a $1.42 million starting
Where were
bid.
you want to
This
start?
comes months after a federal court judge in Florida dismissed
Okay.
Lakeisha's Chapter 13 in bankruptcy court. The house was purchased back in 1995 when the Williams family moved from Compton, California, down to Palm Beach County, Florida. Mr. Williams purchased the 10-acre property for
That's cheap.
$335,000 back in the
That's
90s,
cheap.
and he
Oh, wow.
owned the property free and clear.
I guess that is. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he had his home stolen from him. That's according to his daughters and his lawyers. We'll dive into that part in a moment. But Lakeisha, she stole the home, couldn't maintain it, so it's in worse shape now than what it was in before she took it from him. But still in its condition, the house is still worth nearly $2 million on today's market. Mr. Williams has one young child with Lakeisha. She's his third wife. He married his first wife, Betty, in 1965. When he met Miss Betty Williams, she already had a daughter from her previous marriage. That one daughter became his stepdaughter. Then Mr. Williams had three daughters with her and two sons. His oldest biological daughter, she's about 58 years old. Her name is Sabrina Williams. Sabrina Williams has a history of speaking negatively on Serena and Venus their whole lives and claims their father left his first family, her mother, because Serena and Venus were stars. For years, Sabrina Williams insinuated that Richard Williams left his first wife, Betty, to get with Serena and Venus's mother. The problem is a lot of blogs listened when Sabrina spoke, but no one ever looked at the timeline. I guess Sabrina's story has always been more entertaining, but not necessarily the whole truth. They don't tell you that Mr. Williams stayed married to his first wife for 7 to 8 years, and they got divorced 6 years before he even met his second wife. Richard Williams divorced Betty in 1973, and he did not meet his second wife, the mother of Venus and Serena, that's Miss Oracene, until 1979. That's a 6 year gap between those relationships. And when Mr. Williams met his second wife, she had already had kids as well from her first marriage, and her three daughters became his stepdaughters. The second wife, Oracene, gave birth to Venus in 1980, and she had Serena the following year in 1981. So yeah, the whole narrative that his oldest daughter, Sabrina Williams, that story that she's been pushing for some years is not true. Yes, his marriage with his first wife, her mother, it did not work out, but it had nothing to do with his second wife.
Just a pause, man. I gotta say, I like Pink Book, man. She be researching, yo. I be like, yo, she is she a journalist? Like, she the FBI? She
Do her
CIA?
research.
I'm like, dang, she be knowing.
Yeah.
I learned so much from this channel. Like, it's more than the news. I'm like, how she should be a detective? She might be.
That's her job.
Nah, allegedly. She an informant. No, I was just like,
But I mean, that's good to put out the correct narrative. You know, it's about righteousness, it's about truth. And that's what I appreciate about the channel. No matter who it is, she holds everybody to the same standard. That's why people like when they say, as a man, as a woman, I do this. It's like, no, as a good person, you should do that. You don't get credit for your gender.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, I think they give him, Mr. Williams, all this, his older daughter. It's not like it's a lot of flag because of jealousy. I'm sure, like, Serena Williams and Venus Williams get all this attention, and your dad is in the news. He kind of felt type of way. I mean, divorce, that hurts the whole family, especially
Everybody.
children. So if they see that, the father's in the news or just in the media all the time, and he's like, well, he's with them all the time. Why he's not with us? I'm sure that can just paint a bad picture and in our mind and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, for sure. It's a
yeah,
good video.
yeah, it's good. We're gonna watch a few more, 4 more minutes, and then we're gonna close.
Because Serena and Venus, they worked hard, became successful, they're sports icons, they have a lot of money. Their sister could not control her jealousy over the years, and that's why she's constantly putting out false information in the media against her younger sisters. When Richard's third wife, Lakeisha, rolled around, it wouldn't be a surprise if all of them looked at her, questioning her intentions. He was pushing 70 when he met her. The two met in 2009 when he was 67 years old and she was 30. So, yeah, all the daughters gave her a side eye and they knew exactly what Lakeisha was up to.
It wasn't the eyes.
Just
Wasn't
1
the
year
smile.
after meeting her, Mr. Williams married Lakeisha, and after being married for 2 years, she gave birth to their son. That's Venus and Serena's youngest brother.
Dang, brother, look old, man.
It's still vital.
He surely is.
This is my baby right here.
Look at him. Boy, you ever fly to he's 20?
71 years old. He was born. I want to make sure we're married.
Brother, he had to make sure he had. He's like, I can't. He can't swim no more. His sperm got arthritis.
Not arthritis. But okay, in the same breath though, how did he have the vitality to do the paternity test, but not to make sure his property was well protected?
Yeah.
I guess she's like really cunning. Maybe she's just really cunning and she figured out a way to swindle him.
I mean, yeah, women they use those seductive wiles on a man, and especially when he in a state of loneliness, because he wasn't really active around Serena and Venus as they got older. So I'm sure he was, kind of felt alone, and she put that female, that female wow, and she wowed him, so she got him. But I agree, it's something like he needs to. It's like he has this like duplicity, like he's super guarded and defensive on certain things, but he just very open.
Yeah, what happened with the property? How did you let that slip? Or maybe someone told him, "Hey man, make sure that baby yours." Maybe it wasn't his idea. And now
Might have been his own daughter.
Right. You're right.
All right. So his own son, he got his son gonna be a bronco, brother uncle.
Yeah, bronco.
His son, the age gap, like 1 year to 45 years old. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey man, he might be the next tennis star too. 20 years. He got it in his blood.
You never know.
All right, well, we're gonna stop the video right here. Hey, if y'all want to watch the rest, go to Pink Book Lessons. Her videos are always on point. She's so detailed. Such a good, just a journalist in general. Y'all go and support her channel. If y'all let us know if you like this type of content, we're gonna try to react to different things. And just give us your feedback in the comments. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All right. Got anything?
All right, man. Peace.
All right. Peace.